Alright. Sorry about that. Just trying to get... I got some new stream settings going on here. And I've been messing with them a bit. So I've got this app that... I'll show it to you. So it's this app that lets me stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the exact same time. And I think it's doing 2 streams at once. So it's not like one of those other services where it'll take like a single stream and then split it and pass it off elsewhere, you know, online or something like that. So I think we'll see how we go. If we get some problems with like delays or bad frame rates, I might have to turn one of these off. Generally I stream on YouTube, but I had a few people say, hey, you should do it on Twitch as well. And I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a go. And I'm not quite ready to pay for one of those other services just yet to make this work. For some reason, it's not live on Twitch right now. So how do we fix that? It says I'm live, but nothing's showing up. Maybe we just keep going and just not worry about it, I suppose. Yeah, I really wanted to get this to work so we could test it out and see if we had better interactions on Twitch or not versus YouTube, but it seems like that's not going to be the case. It's unfortunate. Let me just keep trying a little bit more and I'll just jump into doing some actual programming. And let me just readjust this microphone. And I'll zoom in on this text. And you know, if you want to know more about the app, the very first stream in this series, I go through basically the entire structure of it. And then I end the stream and then we restart and I actually do some work. So like, if you want to know more about how the app actually works, that's probably the one you want to go and check out. But in the meantime, I think we'll just keep going with this. Yeah, frustrating. It's not working. It says I'm live. It's just got a completely black screen. I think this is okay. Seems like all the settings correct everywhere else. Super weird. We've got chat settings, we've got stream settings. Maybe I need the... Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working for me at all. Maybe if I do a disconnect and reconnect, see how it goes. Could just be I don't have enough bandwidth to handle both of these at the same time. So saying I'm offline. Just waiting for it to update and say, hey, you're back online. Yeah, it's saying I'm live. Nothing's coming through. Screen is blank. What does this mean? So it looks like I can't stream to Twitch at the same time. Obviously, like sharing this sort of stuff, it doesn't really matter. It's not like you can access that because this is all local stuff. It says the encoder is connected, everything is working fine, but it just... Yeah, interesting. Okay. That's unfortunate. And this is kind of like the only app that sort of works for this. There is an add-on to do like multi-stream through OBS, but it doesn't work on Mac OS, at least not on the latest 29 version of OBS. There's a version for it for 28, but not for 29. It looks like I might have to pay for another one of these services to make this work. That's okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to cancel this Twitch thing, disconnect, and we're just going to go with YouTube because that's what seems to be working. And now OBS doesn't have my YouTube chat because I'm trying to route it through this other software. Annoying, but let's just go with this. We've got some people already watching, so I'm not going to end it and restart. Let's get straight into doing some work. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, you're back. It is very warm today. Just a quick update on the weather. It's 36 degrees Celsius, so it's gonna be great in here. And I have to have the doors closed, so I've got some sound isolation. So well, we'll see how we go. It's all right. Yeah. So how's your day going? I forgot where I left off on this app, so I'm going to do a quick build and see what needs to be done. I do have a list of items. I'm just going to open these on my iPad just below my screen so I can keep track of what's left. Every time I remove one thing from the list, though, I add 2 more, so that's always good. This app will never be finished. The goal is to have this done by the end of the week so I can get it out there, but it is now midday Tuesday. So that might not happen. All right, let's look for this. I've got a list somewhere here. We can go through it. On my channel, I also put a poll in there. So like if you're watching this and that poll is still live, it'd be great if you can go check that out. So basically, I'm asking if anyone would be interested in me maybe live streaming or doing some videos on electrical engineering. So I've got, you can probably see it there. I've got like, it's messy at the moment, but I've got this set up over there, and I've worked on, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll grab, show you what I've done. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of these devices. So we've got like, these are just ESP32s, and they're just like different branded boards with them on it. And the cool thing about the ESP32 is it's got, you know, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in. So that's all like underneath, that's this top section of this board. And then I guess the rest of the board has like battery charging circuitry on it, LEDs, and then all the outputs. So what my plan would be is that maybe I'll do a live stream of building something and using one of these to control it. And then once I've written the software for this, because it's Bluetooth capable and Wi-Fi capable, I could build an app that can talk to it as well. So this thing here, this is a lamp I made a little while ago now. So it's all 3D printed. So the mushroom caps are 3D printed in like clear filament, and then these stems are like made from silicon and cornstarch mixed together, and then they're blue because I've put where is it? See if I can find this. Oh, I can't find it. Can't find anything in here though because it's a complete mess, but it's got like glow powder in there too. So when they turn off, right? So like when you turn them off, they'll glow a little bit, like in a really dark room. And I've also hooked up. It's freezing here, so in Australia you don't have winters. So when you can unplug it because it's got a battery in there. And I think I've got. I don't have a board in there that's as smart as like these. It's just, I think it's just a charging circuit. Yeah, like battery management and stuff like that. And then it's got like a USB-C. But that's it, and it's just got these LEDs that, like, they're called slow flash LEDs. So they still got like just the 2 legs on them, and all the circuitry is just in the LED, and they just cycle through. They're really, really cheap too. I think I got them off like AliExpress for a couple of cents each. And a lot of people were complaining about how they don't stay in sync because like they're such low quality, they kind of like go out of phase with each other. But I love that about it, especially for this lamp. Oh yeah, and then around here to make them a little bit stiffer, I've put some like bonsai wire, and then just, you know, got a little bit fancy with setting it up. But I was thinking, I have some addressable LEDs, and I have enough parts left to make another one of these. And I was thinking maybe I could do something on stream where I'm like, you know, I'll put one of these together and then we program it and get it to do something, you know, controllable with an app. Maybe you just have it so you can turn it on and off, but the whole point would be so that we can do some experiments with Bluetooth in an app and show you how to do that. Because when I was, because I've done some other Bluetooth projects in the past, especially for clients, and there's just like a whole lack of information out there online on how to do that. Most people want to, you know, give you guides and articles on making how to use a list in SwiftUI or something. There's like a million of those. No one wants to play with Bluetooth because not really many people work with embedded systems and stuff. So I think that might be useful for people. But anyway, there's a poll there anyway, and so far it's yes, but we'll see how we go. If that's all the content people want to see. And it's just the format of it. Like, I'm not sure whether I prefer doing live streams now just because I don't have to do any editing, because I hate editing. I've tried. It takes me so long to, like, if I want to do like recently I did a 3-minute video, and that took me a whole day to edit a 3-minute video. And I had like maybe 20 minutes of footage recorded for it, and I cut it down to 3 minutes, and then yeah, it was a pain. It's a bit of a pain. I'll need to hire an editor if this YouTube thing goes well. I'd be happy to do longer form content then, but for now my preferences is live streaming, and I think live streaming some electronics, and then, you know, break it up. A part 2 would be writing an app for it. I think that would be kind of fun to do. Some core ML AR kit thing's going to be a good idea. Yeah. I've done some core ML before. That would be funny to try and live stream, especially like trying to capture video footage or images that I want to run through the model. I wonder if there's a way we can combine them all together. Maybe we could have like motion sensors and collect data, maybe movements with it, and we can run that through core ML. And then we can make predictions based on, I don't know, you can just we could do a simple thing like if it's upside down or whatever, I don't know. But I'm thinking like more direct, like influence over the object. So like for lights, you know, you can turn them on and off or change the colors, right? That's pretty basic. More advanced stuff would be like a remote control car, you know, control a robot through an app. That would be trickier. That would be probably quite a few streams to get that working. But I mean, I got a couple of ideas. Maybe temperature sensors, you know, air quality stuff. Maybe we build a custom board. So I'll break open like KiCad, and we'll design some circuit boards, get them printed, and then get under the microscope and solder on some little components. And maybe we just have a board that's got a bunch of sensors on it. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. That's some of the ideas anyway. So, I've got to log into. Oh yeah, an AR kit. Yeah, I still don't know where that tech's going to go. Like, I can't really think of too many examples of where it's going to be super useful, but maybe I just don't have very good imagination. Like, I get it when people have, you know, the heads up thing where it's like, oh, you're in a supermarket, you want to see where an object is, or, you know, directions. I I can see that being maybe being a thing, but I don't think it's much better than just having the map on your phone. You know, maybe you look at an object, like you go into the city or something, and you look at a tall building, and then it tells you about the building, like a little heads up, or facial recognition, and you go to a conference, everyone has to like put their names and photos into a database or something, and then you get your little headset and you walk around and you can actually know everyone's names and stuff and get a little bit of their bio. That would be kind of cool, but also really creepy. It'd have to be like an opt-in thing. What else could you do? Games, yeah, I mean games, like Microsoft had that thing where they had like aliens or something coming out of the walls and you could shoot them, like the walls in the building that you're in. But it all seems really gimmicky for me at the moment. I've got a VR headset, and that's been pretty good for games. Also, I didn't really like it for socializing, like trying VR chat and stuff. But yeah, I don't know where AR is gonna go. I don't understand why the Tesla app that used hardware to connect to Tesla car is developed with React Native instead of native dev apps. Is that true? I didn't know that. If that's true, that Tesla app is like the only app I've used based on React Native that's actually it's actually nice to use. Oh wow, is it? Let me have a look. How do they do the widgets then if it's React Native? Do you know what I'm really annoyed about though when it comes to Tesla, besides everything Elon's done? I hate how we don't have like that Android or CarPlay or anything like that in the car. Like all they would have to do is just dedicate a portion of the screen to that, because the in-car entertainment stuff used to be good in like 2013 when the Teslas first started having their big touch screens in the cars and stuff. But or whenever it was, 10 years ago at least. And they haven't really done anything with it since. It's like every other car company's kind of got better systems in them now. I don't know what their software team's doing, but it's not, they're not making any progress, that's for sure. Yeah, okay, mobile, they got a job offering up. Let's take a look at this. Why not? While we're here, mobile app front-end UI engineer, React Native, Tesla app, energy. Yeah, React Native. Do you want to craft transformative user experiences that power the ecosystem of Tesla Solar, Powerwall and vehicle products? Cool. Engineer our mobile app using TypeScript, React Native, Redux, Go, all in the mobile app. SwiftUI, Kotlin. Oh, okay, yeah. So that makes sense. It's not just iOS, I guess. Deliver beautiful, intuitive, and powerful applications for Solar. Okay. Beautiful, intuitive. All right. Contribute to our full stack integration with leading edge technologies. Okay. BS. Yeah, okay. Physics, computer engineering. Really? Do you really need that? BS, that's bullshit. 1+ year of experience building front-end applications for iOS or Android. Wow, that's pretty new. That's pretty fresh. Passion for Tesla's mission of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. Oh man, besides rock solid work ethic, bias. Yeah, I don't even think I'd work there. Benefits. Yeah, medical stuff, dental. It's so weird seeing these things for like US job postings, because it's like this stuff is a given in Australia. Like everyone just already has this stuff. Yeah, including this. Oh, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Just kidding. Short-term, long-term disability insurance. Yeah, employee assistance program, sick and vacation. Backup childcare project. Voluntary benefits include Tesla Babies program, commuter benefits, employee discounts, and post pro. The only thing on here, like if I was to go and get employed at this place, the only thing here that would actually benefit me is probably just the discounts and perks. Like everything else, I don't smoke. I'm not overweight. I'm not planning on having kids anytime soon. Yeah, that's funny. So not very many benefits. Basically everything that an employee should have anyway, no matter where they work. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, super surprised it was React Native. Wow. Okay. So over here, I think I need to log in, which means I gotta get the keychain thing open again. Let's go for tester. Yeah, for some reason, the sim will log you out of your sandbox account. Like, I think it's once every day or something. It's super annoying because I haven't actually given myself a password that's one I can remember. But at least this view lets you paste in the password. So you want to wait until the alert pops up so that you can copy and paste in the password. Because if you just go directly through the iCloud settings and you try and log in that way, you can't paste anything in the password field. It's stupid. It lets you in one situation but another. Okay, we are in. Let's go home because we need this because we're jumping into working on Summoning Stone now. Which is the TTRPG app, and I have added some artwork since last time. Like this can be replaced quite easily, but since all the stuff that's been happening with D&D at the moment in the news, I replaced Curse of Strahd with the One Ring. And if anyone's interested, it's so cool. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but there's this is the second edition, or I think that's what it's called. And so there was an original version that came out a couple of years ago, and then Free League took over. And so I've got the book here. It's pretty cool if you're into tabletop games and stuff like that. And then I've got, well, sorry about that if you're wearing headphones. And I've got the starter edition. Plus a couple of the old books as well, but they're all in French. What's really funny is, so these books, these are from the original, like the first version of the game, and these go for like $400 now. I don't know how much the French one goes for though, but we picked these up for like 30 euros in France. Like they were just in some game shop on the shelf, probably been there for years. Like 30 euros, but now you can like get them on eBay for like $400 in English though. But yes, this has a couple of adventures from the older version of the game. Do you use an iPad on a daily basis and to develop apps for iPad users? Yeah, I mostly use a simulator for everything. I think the sim's gotten pretty good to do the majority of the development. And then what I'll do is when I get towards the end of submitting to the App Store, I'll run it on a device for some testing, last minute testing. Okay. So the music isn't too loud or anything like that. I have added music to the stream. I hope that's coming through okay. Royalty-free stuff I was able to find. Oh yeah, so where we left off, I'm still looking, I got distracted. I'm still looking for, yes, here we go. I've got my list. So massive list of things I need to get done before I ship this thing. So some things are like, I need to present the paywall in certain situations, and I need to change like the ambient selection. So I need to put a UI up the top of this screen here that says like, you pick a maximum of 3 are allowed. We've got the soundboard. I have redesigned this page a bit. I did that off stream. You can see here, this is the campaigns list. I think it's pretty good. I might have to like make the nav bar permanent. There's just like lots of little tiny things I need to fix up, right? With these ambience, I have set it up so that we can, so that it fades in and out. So you, I don't know if you can hear that. Probably not. Anyway. And you can have a maximum of 3, so tapping on the other roads don't work. So basically you could like have the sound of a fire and rain playing at the same time. And then you can also have music from your, you know, medieval music playlists or whatever. So the music portion of the app is finished, completely done. I think I'm okay. I'm happy with where it's at the moment. For the sound effects, I'm happy with the functionality. I need to add more because at the moment this is the only list of sound effects we've got, so I'm going to probably download a whole bunch and, you know, put them into categories and all that sort of stuff and add them to the app. Same with this ambience. The thing is, I'm not so set on this kind of layout yet because it's like a list, and I feel like we'll have a search, but I kind of don't want to. I feel like a list is, maybe we want a grid. Like what I would really love to do is like, you know, on the iPhone, the library page, how you got like categories of apps and you tap in and it sort of zooms in, and then you got like a, you know, a whole bunch of other apps within that category you can see. Or, you know, iOS folders. I was thinking something like that might be nice. But I feel like it's going to take a little bit of extra work. So what I might do is just go with the list for now, get some feedback once it's released, and then I can, you know, redo that. As long as it's usable, right? It doesn't have to be 100% efficient. As long as it's usable. The idea is to get the app out there as quick as possible. Something I learned from doing that one app in one day was that, yes, dwelling on like this small details is just a waste of time, especially with app design and how fast the industry moves. Like you should just build your app and get it out there as quick as possible. As long as it's not in a broken state. It can be, you know, not full featured, but as long as the features that you have do work, you can always come back and polish them later if it works out, if people like the app. So, all the in-app purchases are completed as well, so that's all finished. I've got a problem. That's right. I've got a problem here where I want to show what I've selected. So see, I've got forest, campfire, and hearth selected. I want to change this button to show the titles of what ambience is there. And these will play when you hit this play button, and that's not hooked up yet either. So that the play functionality of the ambient stuff can only works when you tap on a row here and you want to preview the sound. Right? So that also means I need to put a play button at the top so that we can hit that and we can listen to all 3 selections or whatever at the same time. So there's a couple of things to do today. Another thing I wanted to look into, which I haven't ever done before, is adding like filters or effects to audio. So like it would be great if, you know, you're playing a game and your players are in a cave and then you hit like one of these sound effects and you want it to like reverb a little bit. I think reverb is probably the only one I would ship the app with to begin with. Another idea I had was like maybe you could record your voice, like a voice changer if you wanted to do different character voices. But again, that's like, you know, that's probably down the track. But it'd be kind of cool if you could do like, different voices for different characters, and you could like do deep voices, high pitched voices and stuff. But I don't know how that would work through the iPad without your players hearing your actual voice. It might work if you had this on a stream or something and you had it hooked up to that. So what are we going to start with? So I'm going to add, I've got a bug here at the moment too where the sound effects aren't showing up, but they do if you switch scenes. So they're showing up now and they weren't before on load. So that's a bug we got to sort out. So I think that's the first step today. the microphone's in the way of my drinking. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Where are we? Sound effects player. No, we need to open up. Where are we going? Might have to do a search for it. So it is the, I think it's called the play panel. We need to change the name of that to play status panel. And that's the name for this entire this entire thing. The right side here. It's the play status panel. It was called that originally because we have the little play bar across the bottom there. Also, I'm only like doing this in iPad at the moment because that's the majority of the development I've done, but it does work on iPhone. And that's on the list as well. Like I have to go back and do testing on iPhone, make sure the layout works correctly. On iPhone, you just get the left side of the screen, and then there'll be a button that presents the soundboard. And then you have this play section underneath. So what will happen is like you push play on one of these and maybe the soundboard pops up, and then you've got your play controls and this, and then like you don't really need to change the scene at that point. You just want this open as a user. So I think that works okay. I have put a delete button here on iPad. On iOS, you can just swipe to delete. You can swipe to delete these campaigns. I was going to have it so that you could press and hold to do a delete, but I didn't think that was very discoverable. So I'm just like, well, let's just put a delete in there. That might change in the future too, right? I'm not a UI designer, and I've messed with this so many times. It's difficult when you're trying to get like lots of stuff onto one screen to be accessible at the same time. Without like hiding stuff off in menus and things like that. I want all the setup stuff to be in a menu, right? So you go edit and all the setup, like you don't want stuff that you have to interact with during gameplay on these screens. You want everything. This is the screen. The idea is you don't have to navigate away from this once you start up a session. So I've thought really hard about how that would work. And I'm not even certain if I'm happy with the complete divide down the center, maybe this side needs to be smaller so we can have more sound effects on the screen at once on this side, but we'll see. It works in portrait as well, so I think I like this setup. I like how that looks. So yeah, we got to fix up the reason why these aren't getting loaded in when the view loads. So if I pop this open, let's can we change the, I don't think we can change the order of this. So we got NT, what if we go Z? Yeah, that changes the order. So you can order it based on, so the idea was like if you were setting this up for a campaign, you would have these in sections. So you'd say 1 for like welcome to the land of magic or whatever. So, you know, this is your first day. Maybe you start with a 0 because you have a session 0, so you go 0. Yeah, session 0, and you can play some music during that. Welcome to land of magic, and then these are just ordered by, you know, the progress of your campaign. So I am going to delete these because I need this one with the sound effects on it to load immediately. So you pop it open and there's just nothing in there. So we need to set this up so that I've got some warnings in there. It needs to load those in on Appear. So here's the global sound effects. That's the top section with these. This is if there's an encounter, which is a scene. It's the same thing. In the UI we call it a scene. In the app we call it an encounter. In the code, sorry. And so this is the section we're looking at, right? We need to do some kind of, this is the header, which is this. You can see the outline here. So that's the purple outline around there. That's the background I've got set. And then we got our grid set up. So we are looking here at encounter sound effects. So if we grab this, we just look around, see where we're using it. It seems like we probably need to set this up on up here. I think this is wrong though, because I feel like this is wrong because I am running the same code that I was about to put in there, right? Based on if the encounter is selected. So the way this kind of works is, let's say we create a new campaign, and there's no scenes in here, right? And then the selected one's not going to be there, and then we see up here, then nothing is shown, right? So none of this code gets run. And that's why on this side, you just see empty. Okay, at some point, I think I'll have like a placeholder here, possibly. But the thing is, like when you first launch, that's a bit off, isn't it? When you first launch this, oh, it worked then, that's weird. Now it's not working. Now it's not working, hold up. Got it. It's when it changes. Got it. Okay, so this is the bug that's happening. This is the bug that's going on. We detect when the selected encounter changes. If you open this, the encounter gets set immediately, and I think it's before this screen loads. The encounter gets set before this panel loads, and so it doesn't detect that change. It does detect the change if you go from one campaign to another, because at the moment we've set it to nil. Selected campaign is nil. We open up this, selected campaign gets changed, and then it picks up those changes. So I think because of this bug, we might just have to go and duplicate this code, which is kind of annoying, right? So maybe we just call load encounter. We call it encounter panel. Load panel for selected encounter. Load selected encounter. If you ran the app on iPhone simulators, the interface change. Yeah, I'll show you. Come on. Oh, it's behind. Here we go. So here it is here. If I log in. Yeah, let's log in. We'll log in because then you'll see that the iCloud sync working as well, which is pretty cool. So we go home. So check this. Oh, hang on. Check this out. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. So we've got the iPad here. I'll grab. Right. So we open up this. We open up this. And we get them loading in, which is cool. So it's synced. And you can see these other ones are here too. So if I go in here and delete one of these, this should update. Takes a second. Should update. There you go. See that? Gone. So these are synced between each other, which is really cool. So that's the power of core data in iCloud. Yeah, so we go in here and this is the layout that I was talking about. So you kind of see the same, you just see this left side. Can we change toggle appearance? There we go. I think, yeah, it's slightly different because this is actually, this screen is a different file. This is, I call it a compact encounters list or something on this one, and then this one doesn't have it. How did you manage that with one code base? Yeah, I'll show you. But this isn't complete yet either. So selecting one of these should probably show the sound effects, and I don't think I've implemented that yet. But yeah, if you go edit, you kind of see the same layout. These are exactly the same code between these two. Yeah, these are exactly the same code, but these panels here are not the same on the device, on iPhone versus iPad. So what I've got is, you can see, where is it? You got regular and compact. So compact campaign list view. This screen is an actual list, so you can like drag and delete. This screen here is a grid. Yeah, and so that's why they look different. And these are different code completely, right? So we've got campaign list view. This is the compact one, so we got the list there, you can see that. And then on the campaign list view, it's a grid. It's a lazy V grid, you can see that there. Yeah, and then when you go in, there's another one called campaign detail view. And so this is the, what is this? Navigation stack, what we got? This is the regular layout. Yeah, I think here is the H stack, which has, yes, so this is like the one with the divider down the middle. So this is what you see on the iPad. You can see that divider down there. That's what that is. And you got the play status panel on the right. On iOS though, we've got compact campaign detail view, which is exactly this. So there's not much to it. You can see there's like not as much code in here as there was in the other one, because this still needs to be finished. But a lot of the code that I'm using on iPad can be reused here, and I will end up doing that. Like the interactions, you know, up here, like the different state changes for presenting certain screens, that's going to show up there. So it's not a one code base with like some conditions applied following each platform. Not at the moment. I don't think I have any. No, I've just got some extensions that use these available flags. I don't think I'm using anything. Mac OS, no. It will get to that point though, because I think there will be a Mac OS version of this app. Can we run it on Mac OS? No, we can't. We haven't got a target for it yet. And it probably won't run anyway, because we've got some, like I'm using like UI colors and stuff. I'll have to convert those to like NS colors when we're doing that. But eventually I do want to add the Mac as a destination. Yeah, so what I ended up doing was just, it's all compiled into the same target, right? So like you can see here, the regular has, you know, the summoning stone target, which is the same as this one. So, you know, the app that gets submitted to the App Store is going to have all the same code anyway. I'm not excluding some of it based on whatever platform it's going to go to. And the main reason for that is because we actually need the regular size view as well, because on iPhones, if you rotate them, I think I disabled it actually because it was giving me issues. What have we got? Landscape. Yeah, let's rerun it with this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. On the larger iPhones, if you rotate them, they behave like an iPad. So you need the split screen thing going on. I think we need a larger one. I think we need like a Max or what's the other one called again? Plus. So we've opened it on here. Come on. Pop this open. Rotate. Yeah, so you get that split screen. This is the same as iPad. And it's because you've got like the larger iPhone. So I think it's important that I make this work. I feel like that's something people would kind of be into. It's a bit cramped, but I don't know, maybe. But yeah, flipping back, we've got this screen. It's kind of weird because you can see when you rotate back, can you see that disappear just for a second? So we rotate back, ready? It shoots down off the screen. because it's being presented. So I haven't got that code worked out correct either. It shouldn't do that. It should reflow. And I think the reason for that is because I've got, the reason for that is because my compact campaign list view presents a compact detail view, right? Which is completely different to the regular campaign list view doing the regular campaign detail view. So when you do a rotation, it actually closes this screen too, right? It replaces the base screen, even though when you, see how it just popped. So, so we go back to campaigns, we'll do this again. I rotate and then it just launches this screen. So that's a bug in that case. And that is, I believe that is why I came up here and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, no landscape for anybody on iPhone. But that's something I want to fix. And to fix that, I think all I need to do is actually have some better checking in these files. So like maybe I put I'll show you where I've got this set up. Campaign detail view, let's have a look. I think it is in, no, that's not what we want. We want to go to compact. Yeah, this one here. Because what we want to find where this has been used. So there's the root view. And you can see I'm just doing a check on the size class. And so it's changing the root view of the entire app depending on the size class. And that's why we get like the weirdness with the screens opening and closing. What I should really be doing is this check inside these. So like in campaign list view, I should be doing a check where let's say like if is compact, right? I show the list. So this code would go inside here. Else I would show the grid, right? So grid here, list here, and have it use all the same data source. You got me thinking now I want to do this like today because it's annoyed me so much now. Well, thanks for that, but I think maybe that's what we do today. I don't know. So we go, if it's compact, we show the list, we show the grid. And then what we need to do is just have this single screen. So it would be no longer called compact campaign. It would just be campaign list view, right? And we only use one for both iPad and iOS. And then we just switch on how the data is presented. That is the correct way to do it. Because then we won't get that weirdness where the screen closes and reopens because it's completely swapped out with another one. And then we go to the detail screen, right? And then in here, we can do the same thing. We can say like, if is compact, present it as a split screen or present it as a vertical. So I think that's the correct way to handle this. Hang on. All out of coffee now. Oh, this is annoying me so much. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We'll do it for one of them. Okay, we'll remove one of these screens. So at the moment we've got 2 for regular and 2 for compact. Let's just have the detail screen. Let's just keep the detail screen like, yeah. Let's do it that way. So what can we do to make this work? Let's drag this out. We're gonna have to do some split screen stuff here. We'll keep the same name of the campaign list view. Well, let's change. A list implies that there's like a bunch of campaigns on this screen. And I kind of like that idea, but when it's iPad, it's a grid, it's not a list, so it's kind of wrong, right? So, and I can't just say campaign view because campaign view can imply that it's like a detail view when it's not. Campaigns view? Let's call it campaigns view. Come on, let's do a refactor. Campaigns view, cool. And then I think we're going to start copying some code across, right? So we got campaigns view. Oh, we better open up compact camp. Is that the one? Compact, yeah. So what we want to do is copy some of this code from here over to this other side. And while we're here, let's just open up the root view really quickly and get this size class stuff. So we're doing a check on if it's compact or not, right? And what do we got here? Campaigns view, campaigns list view. Yeah, so this is the iPad screen. This is the iPhone screen. We want to move some of the iPhone code over into the iPad one, and then so it's this universal screen. Right, so the easiest way to do this, we've got this navigation stack. This might be a little bit tricky. Let me have a think here. So we've got a sheet. So here's the behavior we need to work out here, right? So we tap on one of these, we've got a sheet that pops up that fills the screen. On this, however, we've got a navigation. And I kind of like the idea of a sheet. We could replace this navigation with a full screen that shoots up, and then we've got a little closey thing at the top on iPhone as well. Do we need... What do you feels best? Do you think we replicate... I don't like the slide across navigation on iPads because it just feels like when the whole screen moves and it's such a big bit of space, it just kind of feels a bit weird. Especially when you get like a grid. If it was a list, it makes more sense. This could be also replaced with a grid. I reckon we... oh no, it can't be because I want to keep that slide to delete. So this will stay a list. Unfortunately in SwiftUI, if you want that slide to delete functionality, like without going through and having to like create your own animations for this, you have to use a list. You can't use a VStack inside a scroll view. Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's just have it a screen cover, a full sheet cover, and then just replicate what the iPad's behavior is. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So in that case, up here we need to put our environment size class because we're going to, you know, switch on that, I guess. Let's move this back over so you can see what's going on. All right, so we've got our size class thing here. So ultimately it would just be if size class is equal to compact, we do something else. We have this scroll view. And I think we can almost like copy all of this maybe. Although they're both going to be in a scroll view kinda. So we got a list with a for each. I'm just comparing the two and see where we can make some gains as far as like little amount of code we need to change. So we got for each here. Got our little Z stack, which is our button. On the compact screen, I'm going to use this button idea. We've got on delete, which we don't have over here. So we need to keep basically, we'll just be switching out this code here for this code here. But we want to continue with the rest of this. So I think if we can, we need to keep navigation title. Seems like we might need to throw a VStack in here, and then we put the if else inside that so that we so we can have these modifiers on that VStack itself, right? So this is kind of what it will look like, right? So if we can copy this across, for instance, and now we've got, if it's compact, we do our list. Otherwise we do the grid for iPad. And then these screens should just be presented as usual, I'd say. So subscription picker, this is if you tap the add, yeah. add new campaign sort of thing. Okay. So this is all correct. So we need this to happen on iPhone and iPad, and we need this to happen on iPhone and iPad. Navigation title. Let's delete one of those. We only need one of those. That's weird that there's two. On appear, yeah, this is good. And then we go button creates a new campaign, which is the same as over here. So we don't need that toolbar anymore. The sheet can go as well. This can go. So what I like to do is if I'm merging like code between, I'll just start deleting it from the one that I'm pulling it from so that I remember like, okay, that's done. You know, create new campaign. Is this code the same? Have I messed with one and not updated? Let's have a look. This seems fine. True or is empty. Last open now. Shared save toggle. Oh yeah, I'm using the iPad version as a source of truth here. Delete campaign offsets. We need to bring that across. Campaign. Hold up. So what do we got here? If this is incorrect, isn't it? Is this incorrect? So we've got when you create a new campaign, we need to check that the user is able to do that as far as like they have the subscription to be able to do that. If not, we show the picker. And then this just goes on to create it anyway, which is not right. This should be over here. Wait, it is. We've got the save. Selected campaign. That should go there. And then this needs to be deleted. Yeah, and if there's an error, we just send that off to analytics, and I can capture that. This can be deleted now, I think. Where else we got? Yeah, we need to move this across because this is for our list. So we can delete the campaign from our list. Just delete that from there. List style. We've got that over here. Let's delete list style. On delete, we've got that over here. We've copied all of this really, haven't we? So delete that. This navigation path. So really cool new feature that's been added is that you can like use this to do deep links, and you can just keep appending. Where is it? Nav path here. Nav path. You can just keep appending. I guess it's like a URL. You know, like you can go slash something, and you can just keep adding onto it, and then when the app opens, it'll just launch all those screens. It'll just navigate through all of them, which is pretty cool. And it uses navigation destination thing, and it's so at the moment it's based on the campaign. And so basically when this screen loads, if there's a campaign already created, it'll grab the first one from the list and then just launch you straight into it. So when you open the app, you don't see this screen after you've created one. It'll just go straight into one, which I think most people do. Like when they're setting up for a game, they'll just go, let's start, and it'll just launch into the last one they were playing. I might add a setting later on to toggle that on and off if the person using the app has multiple campaigns that they're working with. But at the moment, I think the majority of people will just have one, and we'll just want to launch into it straight away. So all this can go. This is all done. I'm just gonna go put a text in here. So what is missing? Selected campaign. Yeah, so up here we've got, I was setting selected campaign. Where is it here? View context. Hold up. Oh, new campaign. And why have we got selected campaign up here? Because I think this needs to be... I've got another class that handles which one has been selected. No, I haven't. No, I'm thinking about encounters. Yeah, so this is correct. So the selected campaign here on the campaign view, that makes sense. And we set it because once that's set, the, where is it? Selected campaign, it will launch the detail screen. So once this is selected, it'll launch the detail screen. In here, a bit like I said before, I want it so like if size class is equal to compact, I want to do something different. Otherwise, we'll be here all day just fixing this. So I'll keep the iPad only version of the detail screen and the compact campaign detail view. Yeah, I'll keep the iPhone version separate. Just for now. Just for now. And then we'll merge these two together as well, just like what we're doing with these two. Where are we at? So let me clean this up. Kind of. Looks a little bit better. I don't think we've got any compile issues. That's interesting. I would have thought that I would have renamed the data sources different, but no, they're the same, so that's cool. So if we open up this on, what do we got here? Campaign list view. Where is this being used? Root view. Oh yeah. So we need to remove this, right? So we're gonna get rid of the old. It's almost like we don't even need a root view anymore. This one will be the root view, which is kind of cool. So we can probably delete this. Oh, you can see here I left a note. I want to do 3 columns in Mac OS. I can't remember why, because I think I solved that problem. But anyway, it was an interesting idea, I guess. Oh yeah. Okay, so we can't close this screen, which is unfortunate. So we need to sort something out there. I think the reason for that is because on the compact detail screen we do not have a toolbar button to close it. So that's one change we need to make over there. So let's do that. Where are we? Compact detail view. Cool. Campaign detail view, compact detail view. So let's jump into here. We're comparing these two. So these are the two that we will merge eventually. But what I want to do real quick is just throw this up on the top on the toolbar. We haven't got dismiss. Let's grab that. Isn't it funny we got this state object up here for the campaign? I don't think we need that anymore. We can make that an observed object. And I feel like this should be the same here too. See, the thing is, like, the way this works is a little bit different to most SwiftUI sort of properties, because generally, like, if a user interacts with something on the screen, you'll make changes to this property. We're kind of only really reading from this, and it might actually be best to keep it the way I had it before with a let, because we kind of don't want the user to be able to update this. What we want to have happen is when this needs to change, like the title of it changes, we want it to refetch it from the core data store, right? So that way, like if we've got our iPad open, and just like you saw before when I deleted one of these campaigns and the other one on the other device was removed as well, you kind of want it set up so that when you make a change to the title, it'll change on the other device too. So like if I've got this open and I make a change and I say, hello, new campaign, right? And we wait a couple of seconds, it should update over here. It should update. It did early days. I have not tested this in a while. And it might not, because we've got this set up incorrectly. Might have to go leave and then come back in. Maybe if we dismiss, it'll save it on dismiss. Interesting. Yeah, I think force this so that I don't break things. We'll keep these as lets, because then that means I know future saying, okay, you're not allowed to change these. You have to change them through core data. It's probably, yeah, so see here, right? When you open it up, we set last open to a new date, and then we save it. And so what that's supposed to do is like rearrange. So if I tap this and then close it, this is now the newest, and this will appear first. And the idea is that these should be synced together and they would change. It's unfortunate that it's not working right now. That might be something I need to add to my list and to ensure that this is going to work correctly. In the meantime, I want to simplify things, like I said, so let's just go with what we've got here. Let's just do a run through another run of the app. Let's go with the 14 Pro so we can get the iCloud stuff, because I'm logged in on this device. Yeah, so that's working okay. It's still missing the header because we don't have a navigation stack in there. That's why. Anything else? No, that's it. I think all we need to do is just drop this in. Yeah, here we go. Got a little button at the top now. We have something broken, so that's okay. We can fix that. I didn't think it was going to work immediately. So I can close this one down. And then we've got our little check there. Cool. I think we can delete compact campaigns list view. I think we can delete this. Can we run it? Yes, so it's not even being used anymore. That's cool. Just give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, so it seems as though we can't tap on these to launch them, so that is an issue here. So that's because we got this navigation link. What we really want is to create a button. And I noticed that this compact campaign tile thing is different again, so we might need to... Gonna have to change this out. I want to unify that as well while we're here. Anyway, so let's do this. We got a button. Add these in. So I want to copy this up here to the label. This can probably go now. I had to do a little stupid trick there to make that work. So we didn't get the arrows on the side on the list. Need to check this works the compact devices. Yeah, let's get rid of that. We are doing that right now. And the selected campaign button tap there. So I think this is almost identical. The only difference is we got this list. It'd be great if we could just have the one. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just make this a grid, a vertical grid, and not worry about deletion. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's so, yeah, it's so dumb. Oh no, we need the compact so we can make this work. Let's get rid of, if we get rid of this, we'll just see how this goes. I feel like that's better already, right? We can't do like a swipe. I'll add a long press on it though. And then that will work on both iPad and iPhone. I have a delivery I need to go check on. I will be back in a second. I'm back. Let's do some work on this screen now. Make it good. Make it real good. I got that nice little scaling effect. I want to have it so that if you... I think the scaling is a little bit too much, actually. Yeah, that's a bit better. It feels more natural. Okay, so what we're going to do is... Yeah, for some reason, these aren't syncing now. Yeah, as I was saying before, anytime you make changes to these items, I don't think they're going to work across the entire app. And every time you make a change, it needs to be saved to the context. I need to remember to do that every single time. I wonder if there's like a property wrapper I could throw on these that covers both observed object and, hey, right to the store. I might look into that. In the meantime, though, let's go on to this is fine. Do we need the campaign tile? I don't think this is needed. Although when there's a change, it will update. Yeah. So let's go back with the observed object again, and then up here we call this a state object. I think that makes much more sense. Yeah, campaign. Well, hold up. Then how come it worked before? Go to class. This is interesting. Observed object, that works fine. State object does not. Yeah, I reckon we make these conform to, where are they? I don't think this is the one. We need the properties. Generated, identifiable, observable. Let's see if that redundant conformance. Yeah, right. Redundant manage object. Redundant conformance. So does this mean this is a bit of a weird bug? Observable object, there we go. So this should be state. You should be able to set this as a state object. What's the problem? Campaign. Oh, it's an optional. Because it's optional. Can observed objects be optional? Oof. Alright. That's kind of annoying. Let me have a quick Google search to see if we can get away with something here. Optional state object, SwiftUI. Create an optional state object. Let's see. Will someone say, hey, no, that's a bad idea? Can't be optional as you discovered in this case. What about making collection an optional? Then you can have a non-optional user, but just assign collection when all goes through. Okay. I suggest in the comments you could make collection optional. Let's bring this over so you can see what's going on. You can't have an optional state object. What do I got? Collection reference. Oh, I get it. Okay. So if I was to use a published item instead, so like if I had a, let's say for example, we did like a campaigns view model, right? And we made this observable. And then on here we go published. We made campaigns or campaign, selected campaign. Is a campaign. That would kind of work, wouldn't it? And then down here we could have like our state object view model. We'll just go model. And we call this campaigns view model. And then instead of this, we can make changes to the selected campaign. And that would be like model.selected campaign equals campaign. I think that's pretty good. Down here we go model.selected campaign. $, yes. Select the campaign model dot select a campaign equals new campaign. Model dot select a campaign equals first. And that kind of works. And I think if anything changes on this, We'll get a publish. I think so. I think this is the way to do it, right? We could even put the show subscription picker and stuff on there, but oof. So we say model, maybe we can move some of this create new campaign stuff there. Show subscription picker toggle. Yeah, let's do that. Let's clean this stuff up a bit. And then we could probably reuse this as well if we needed to. So up here, we'll go show subscription picker. Set that to false. And then on here, we can have a function which is create new campaign. Do we need the context to do that? The view context. Yeah, we do need the view context for that. Can't pass that through the view model. Or we could. In context. Yeah, we could do that. Which is a managed object. Come on. And it's managed. Import core data NS managed object context. And when it's created, we want to do a check. We say selected. It's going to make it more tricky because we've got all this like fetch requests and stuff. We could move the fetch request to this file to clean things up even further, but that kind of gets to the point where it just removes all that automatic stuff. So let's just scratch that whole entire idea. And I think it's a bit silly to create another entire class just for handling a selected item. It's working fine before, so let's just keep that as is, selected campaign, and we just reuse that. It's fine if it's a state or item and it's potentially could be nil. Just keep checking here. We've got, yeah, this kind of works, right? It's working okay. There's a bit of a gap there I want to fix. The issue is because we're using this lazy V grid and this has been designed to look okay-ish on iPad. I need to swap this, change these things around. Over here in the code, I've got to fix that. So it could have something to do with this campaign tile. So this heading overlay view is that bottom sort of descriptive text. I think this whole setup is kind of a bit boring to look at. That's something I could probably fix in the future, like maybe put some stats or something on it as far as like how many scenes and stuff are on there. Yeah, I want to reduce the spacing there. So how do we do that? We've got these grid items. We've got this adaptiveness to them. Let's go back here and add the ability to rotate the device, rebuild. Oh, I have to test it on the larger phone. Hang on a sec. Because yeah, the iPhone, the 14 Pro is a little bit too small for that. Cool. And I I think we've got one already there. Yeah. So let's rotate, and then we get this split screen. We rotate back, it works. Yes. So last time we did this, the entire screen dismissed, but now since we've combined both the compact and the regular screens together, they're treated as one, and then it will just reflow correctly, which is kind of cool. On iPad though, if we rotate, we still keep the split screen, but on the larger iPhones, it goes to a compact mode. In portrait. Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't subscribed on that one. Cool. Oh, okay. So the text is now updated. That's good. So the iCloud syncing works, which is awesome. I do need to sort out, like, there's some weirdness going on with these tiles, right? Like, they're not. I think I need to set what's it called? Is it content shape? If I just say rectangle, does that give us? Oh, wrong one. Let's go for the iPad. No, that doesn't help at all. Okay, so I'm gonna work that out now. So we got a height set here. Minimum is 300. Maximum size, and we've got this adaptiveness here where it's like, if I get rid of this, yeah, so that makes the problem even worse. Clip shape, I've got that set up. The background. Why do I have a background on this tile? It seems to do nothing, so let's get rid of that. And we're gonna mess around with this frame and stuff, and we've got this adaptive sort of grid layout. I think this number is probably not right for it. Like, it's been so long since I've even touched this code. So the maximum is 400. Max height, let's just go 400 here too and see what happens. How do we got scale to fill. If I clip. It might be just that I need to set a frame on here, or like on the outside view, to contain the entire thing, right? Maybe. I don't know. This is tricky. I remember having trouble with this early on. But yeah, having these overlapping grid items is a bit weird. Let's got the grid view there for each item. Supposed to be padding between. The padding is on the for each, which is okay. Let's put that on the grid instead. What is going on? I really don't want to set a frame on these. I want it to be adjustable. I want it to adjust itself. A place I did get it right on was the sound effects tiles. So maybe we take a look at this and see what we got. Yeah, okay, so I'm putting more restrictions in there on that image. I guess we have to do something similar, right? So minimum width, say 200, max width. We say, I think over on the other side we had like 400. We'll go minimum height. 100. We'll make them 150. And the max height, probably 300, I guess. Let's try that. See what that gives us. Okay, I think that's correct. And so if we come back over to our grid and we can add some spacing. So like if I put 10 there, come on, we get some spacing. So that's pretty cool. That works. That works really well. All right, so let's pop open our iPhone. And we've still got some problems with the height. It's really messing with Can we set an aspect ratio on those images? That would be really great. SwiftUI image. Oh, we got resizable, great, stretches, aspect ratio, fit. That's not what we want. We want scale to fit. Fill. Should go beyond the view's bounds. That's what we've got, scale to fill. Come on. Clipping, yeah. So I just had checked out this article here. It doesn't really give us any. So I don't want to specify exact values. I just want to be like, I guess I could get the screen size and just say on iPad it divides the screen by 3 or whatever. But I don't want to be that picky on the controlling it, like. Because this here is definitely too high, too tall. What can I do? Oh, I do want, like, I want to aspect ratio this thing. I want to keep it. I want a good ratio between the height and width of this without specifying the actual height and width. Do we have to use a geometry reader? Oh, sorry, I missed this one. You don't have clients work those days? No, I'm on holidays at the moment. I go back on the 27th of this month, and then I got like I think I got about 2 to 3 months of client work to do, and then I'm back on break again. I think I haven't had a break for like 2 to 3 years or so. So this is like the first time I've had even a month off. So I'm looking forward to, the only reason why I'm going back to do work for this client on the 27th is because it's kind of like finishing up some work that has been going on for like a year. And you know, just save them the effort of having to find someone else to replace me, because I kind of just want to take a year off and do exactly what I'm doing now. Because I'm starting to enjoy this a lot more than working on projects for other people. So freelancing for a long time was my goal, and I reached that goal, and I did that for a good couple of years now, and I kind of just want to make my own stuff. That's the next step in my career, I think. And this app that I'm building now is something that I would like to try and make it full-time. Probably won't happen, but I'm gonna give it a go. Gonna give it my best shot, you know, advertising and all that sort of stuff, pay for that, do some good marketing, really polish it up so it's good, and I want to use it myself as well for my own Dungeons and Dragons type gameplay. What are we doing? This is tricky. This is a tricky one. What if I set the max? Damn, what if I just... Can these be scaled based on... So if I was to say set this to... Let's go with ideals. Let's see what ideal does. Ideal width is like 200. Ideal height is... No, the other way around. Let's see what happens. Sort of worked, right? It's like cutting off the bottom there. This is tricky. You know, I feel like I could rebuild these in UIKit quicker. Just this part of the app. You know, it's not anything fancy. I don't need any SwiftUI enhancements or anything like that to just do a simple tile. I could do this in a collection view much faster, I think. It's still broken. It's still broken. So what happens if I get rid of this clip? Yeah, cool. If we clip this, it might make a difference. Let's just strip everything back and see what we've got. Again. I wonder why this is, whether they just don't make this easy, or if I'm just doing something wrong. Because I can think about how I can make this work is if I use a geometry reader, and then just go like divide the, if iPad is landscape, divide by 3, and that's the width that I want these things to be, right? And then I can just make the height a ratio of that. That's pretty simple. If it's an iPhone, I make it the width of the screen and then have a ratio of that. Great. But I shouldn't have to do that. I just want to go like 2:1 or whatever for these tiles. And they can be within a range, whatever fits. SwiftUI view. Hold up. Did I find something? One of the modifiers that always puzzled me a bit was aspect ratio. How does it really work? Once I figured it out, it turned out to be simpler than I thought. There are a few variants with the aspect ratio API, but they all boil down to a single implementation. Yes, we got fit. Size that fits. Proposed sizes are not part of the public API of Swift, even though you absolutely need to understand how this works in order to write effective layouts. This is really documented. Of course it's not documented. The only official place where this behavior is described is in the excellent 2019 WWDC talk, Building Custom Views with SwiftUI. I guess everyone go watch that. However, there is a hack to do this inside the interface file mentioned above. I searched for proposed size and found protocol name which allows override size that fits. Okay. Oh. We can now simply construct a mySample with an aspect ratio and print the result. Instead of a frame, you can also use fixed size to propose nil for the width and or height. Likewise, try leaving out the first parameter and see how aspect ratio proposes nil to figure out the ideal size of its child view. Is this a thing? Unfortunately, the width and height properties on proposed size aren't visible in the Swift interface, so I had to use introspection to print those and also add a few other methods like pretty and or default. Full code is in a gist if you want to learn more about SwiftUI. Okay. Let's take a look. What we got? Where is this? Or is that baked in? Because that's kind of what I'm looking for, right? Wait, is that... There's an API for it. Hey, I think there's an API for it. This is what I kind of want, right? Hold up. Yeah, it takes a float. Hold up. So if we go with their example, 100 divided by 50, that gives us 2, right? Would that be 2 to 1? We go fill, because we want the image to fill the area. Let's get rid of that. Oh, hang on. Huh, that's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we wanted. We did it. I think we did it. Did we do it? Yeah, perfect. That's exactly it. Okay. I kind of really like the widescreen look of those. Let's mess with these numbers. Oh, you probably couldn't. Oh yeah, you could. It was just out of shot. That's okay. Yeah, so let's mess with these. So we've got 100 divided by 50. Let's try 150 divided by 50 and see what happens. So even thinner. So if we go... If we go 1, that should be square, right? So 1 should be square. Yes, that looks squarish. And what we don't want is this. We don't want these to be stretched. Fit's not going to work. Fit's going to... Fit work? Let's go back to 1. So much experimentation here. That's so stretching it, right? Why is it all warped? That's not what we want. And what if we... I mean, it looks okay, but if I switch this out with another image, it's probably not going to be, right? That's stretched. If we... Is it stretched? I think I'm going I'm going mad here. Wait, hang on. Let's try this on the iPhone. It looks fine, I guess. We'll give it a go. I think it's probably safe to just release it like that. It's better than what it was. And if I find that like people complaining, oh, it's stretch images, it's fine. Right, the only person that's going to see it is the actual Dungeon Master, so it's okay. Let's just go with that. And then the spacing, I need to do something with the spacing because it seems like when it's vertical, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So we're not getting the spacing between these items. Has it got something to do with, what have we got in here? Lazy V grid. Spacing. Yeah, so this must be it. The vertical, so this spacing. So this up here would be the horizontal spacing, what we saw before, and this here would be the vertical. I am making that assumption. Yeah, it looks like it is. I don't know what the default. What's the default spacing? Spacing with the grid and the next item in this parent view. Surely it's not 0. The default isn't 0 on everything else. Let's say we go with that. Let's pop up in the iPad. Just another check. I will get previews set up at some point. The reason why it's not now is because there's a lot of messing around with the core data view context and stuff, and setting that up with previews is really tricky, I've discovered. That looks okay. Next, let's keep adding. Let's add another one. Yeah. I say maybe we just keep going with 10 spacing between the items so it's just even between them all. I did like the extra gap there, actually. Let's go back. Excellent. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's good. Switch back. Well, maybe I'm not. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, so now we don't have swipe to delete, and you have to go in to delete. And I think that's a bit safer than having it on here anyway. As much as I wanted to keep the list with the list items and being able to, you know, swipe to delete and stuff, I think this is okay. Yeah, I think that's good. And when we delete an item, we need to set... No, we don't. We don't need to make... Do we need to... No. We just head back to this screen. So if it gets deleted, campaigns deleted, let's go delete. It does close the screen. View contacts delete. So all it's doing is it's grabbing the campaign. Oh no, it's not doing it on the screen. This is useless now, isn't it? Yeah, this isn't happening. Yeah, I was wondering what the hell was going on, why the screen was getting dismissed and it, and the selected item was being deselected. That is happening in the header of this thing. Campaign header view. Here we go. It's happening in here. So if you go a deletion, where is it? Confirm delete. Yeah. View contacts, delete campaign. And then it dismisses the entire screen. That's good. Calling dismiss. It's funny that deleting it, you delete it, you save, and it removes it from that list. But we're not making any changes to the selected state, like the selected campaign. It's funny, if you delete the one that's selected, it gets set to nil anyway. Somehow, I feel like I should be setting it to nil. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Where we got this? Let's just check this again. Where are we? Delete, dismiss. Yeah, it just deletes it. It doesn't set it to nil. Fine. Have we got the campaign up there? Observed object. Yeah, we do. And on here we've got the campaign. Does that need to be an observed object as well? I remember I did say earlier, probably not. But let's go for it anyway. Yeah, I think that's okay. Excellent. All right, well, we did a little bit of a cleanup today. I'm pretty happy with that. We restructured, thanks to the chat, we restructured, we brought the iPad and our iPhone versions more in line, like the campaign list, this screen. So they both run the exact same screen. The layout's the same. All the functionality. We got rid of the list on this, so there isn't any swipe to delete anymore. You have to do that from this screen, which is exactly the same as this one. Yeah, I think that works okay. If I open this up, dismiss, let's see if the iPad version updates. Come on. We know it works if you add a new one, which we can't do on the iPhone because we haven't got a subscription. If this doesn't work, then that means we've broken something. So the app should get a notification that the remote source has changed. No, it's not happening. Okay, that's for another day. I'll write that down, and we'll do a fix to that. I think that's it for this stream. I know it's only like a short one, shorter than last time, but I've got a couple other things I need to run off and do. I might be back a little bit later, or I might just do some more work on this offline. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions. And I'm going to try and do this almost every day while I'm on holidays.